Week 3 of Old School RuneScape. That's right, I have a lot of plans for this week. However, I got an invite to participate in the Trials of Gielinor. And of course, I accepted. And I know what you're all thinking. This is crazy. That they gave Oda Block and faux hair on the poster, but not me. What is up with that? My team for this tournament consisted of Oda Block and Soda Poppet, better known as
the Anchor, gentlemen.
The tournament consisted of 5 challenges: the Wilderness, the Sewers, Questing, Theater of Blood, and PvP. I was thinking this was just going to be a relaxing tournament. We go in as noobs and, our coach is trying to coach us through it and we all have no idea what's going on. And then I look over at Savix's stream and him and Foe are already in Theater of Blood practicing.
Basically,
of course.
we're gonna ignore the boss and we're gonna kill them and then we'll go back to the boss.
Okay.
That's gonna be the.
Why are these guys sweating so hard? So of course I had to tell Oda what was going on, and he agreed that we should also probably practice Theater of Blood. Of course I asked Soda Poppin if he wanted to participate, and he said this. Yeah, we're screwed. First up on the list was a PvP session with me and Oda Block. Oh, also side note, I have no PvP experience in this game.
If you clutch this, you're better than me. I said it.
Dying on my
Yeah.
god cry, man.
I was using the wrong prayer anyway. Oh, you got me. The only way for me to do consistent damage and hit the prayers is if I just camped range right now. That's where I'm at.
It turns out PvP is pretty difficult in this game. You're having to swap between offensive and defensive prayers while swapping your gear. You also have to manually click your special attacks and your magic attacks. Playing at the highest level in this game is an insane skill cap. Playing against Oda Block made me realize that I drastically underestimated how hard PvP is in Old School RuneScape. These guys are able to swap their gear sets in one tick and change their prayers and overheads, and then sometimes they swap their gear behind an animation so that they're already in the next gear set, so you can't predict what they're trying to do. It's kind of beautiful to watch somebody that does it really, really well. It's kind of like trying to play rock, paper, scissors with one hand while doing something incredibly complex on the other side. You're always trying to catch your opponent off prayer and hit him with this spec, but hide your special attack behind some type of gear swapper animation so he doesn't know what he's coming. It's moving while being unpredictable and using death dots to reset the fight or to line of sight your opponent so he can't get many attacks on you. You're always trying to get one attack on him and not receive an attack in return. And I really, really enjoyed it. I now understand why Savix was queuing 100 LMS games in a day and he couldn't stop playing. PvP is incredibly fun, and although I'm more of a PvM player myself, I could certainly see myself getting into this. After the PvP session, we decided to send a TOB so that Oda could give me a feel for what was going on in there.
Protect range. Hit with range.
Oh, it does reflect damage.
Okay. So you only hit when it's turned around like this. See? And then now we stop hitting to play it safe.
Okay, stacking. Pray mage. Okay, topping health.
That pillar's about to blow up. On the next one, we're going to another pillar.
Okay, next one.
No, another pillar now.
Oh, he's dead.
It's okay. Come to the other pillar.
I'm healing.
On the day of the tournament, I was feeling pretty good about my progress. We talked about a strategy for Soda Poppin, and we were just going to have him do melee and ranged, and Oda was going to be behind him, calling out what to do in his ear. The first competition was the Wilderness, and I told Oda that I had been in the Wilderness for the past week doing Wilderness Slayer, so I knew the place very well. I told him what we could do was I could go kill all the bosses by myself that I knew where they were while he went and cleaned up the other ones. Soda Poppin was going to stick with Oda, and I was going to go off by myself, but right out of the bat, it was a war zone. Everyone teleported to the same place and chaos started breaking out.
Everybody's here. Everybody run.
Everybody run.
All right, run.
Everybody run west. We gotta focus on task.
Okay.
Everybody run west.
Soda, get out of here. Soda, run.
We gotta fight this.
Pot.
I am healing as much as I can.
Smack him, Sardaco.
I'm running. I'm going rogue. I'm going for the points. These do not give us points. Fighting does not give us points, guys.
I thought to myself, wait. There's no point in fighting. You don't win points for killing other players in the Wilderness. What I told Oda was to just leave Soda Poppin behind and go start killing bosses. I went to go kill the ones that I knew, and Soda got left behind and was just stalling the enemy. This was a fantastic strategy, and it worked so well in our favor. It actually ended up working so well. I killed half the bosses in the Wilderness, Oda killed the other half, and Soda Poppin was just slowing the other team down. It was a brilliant strategy, and it worked so well that we won the first round by a landslide. This got us a wheel spin, and we ended up getting a piece of gear that we could use later in the PvP tournament at the end. I also looted a sword called the VLS that Oda said was one of the best swords in the game, so I was really looking forward to having that in my bag for the PvP tournament later. When it came to the Varrock Sewers challenge, we got behind instantly. Me and Soda were getting lost, and Oda was running ahead of us and not waiting, and then we were trying to figure out where the heck we were going. So, mid-Varrock Sewers challenge, Oda called an audible, and he said, just focus on killing Foe's team.
On Fox's team. Make sure you barrage Fox every time.
Okay.
They were the team that was the closest to us and the team we were the most scared of in the tournament because Savix had been practicing LMS the whole time, and Foe had already run both of them through TOB. So we knew we probably didn't have a chance at TOB later since Soda had never been in there. And what we decided to do was just start shutting that team down. So when we got to Scurious, all of our focus attacks were on Foe's team. Because we were able to focus fire Foe's team, Alfie's team ended up winning the Varrock Sewers competition. So our plan paid off.
It's just overwhelming emotion right now. I can't believe that just happened the last second. We got it. We pulled through Elysian Spirit Shield.
Let's just say the Cook's Assistant Challenge didn't really go very well for us.
You need to find a pot and get some flour. I have one pot.
That's what I've been saying. I have a pot. It got yoinked from me. I don't know how to get one.
Go back.
Oda said exactly. Oda's getting it. So I'm meeting you at Lumbridge Castle.
Oh my god! Fuck!
About halfway through the day, I think Oda noticed that Soda wasn't really contributing much to the team, and he came up with a nickname for him.
Think of it as Sardaco's the sail, I'm the base, and Soda Poppin's the anchor.
The nickname must have really caught on because now they're even adding a cape in the game for him. When we got to Theater of Blood, our team started falling apart.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm getting the pots. Let me go back to the bank.
Oh, yellow, red.
Oh, titty fuck. Dude, what are we doing, man?
Specs, guys. Everybody spec it out.
Fully specking him.
What is specking?
Special attack.
Run,
Oh, I don't have
run
one of
after
those.
this hit.
Okay, I'm just gonna run.
Yo, Soda, keep up.
Come on, Soda. Come on. You're gonna get wrecked.
Oh god.
Everybody, eat up to full. Guys, both of you.
Bro, I'm hitting banks. I'm dead. I'm so
Oh
bad.
my god.
The communication was off, I was making some mistakes, Oda was making a couple as well, and we just started falling apart. When we got to the obstacle course, it was more of the same. Oda was trying to teach us how to get through the obstacles, but we couldn't even figure out where each other were.
Oh, all the way down.
Sardaco! Where's Sardaco? Soda, yell at him.
Guys, it's a random spawn in. We're not at the same place every time.
Okay, you got... Guys.
You just have to go on your own. You just have to go on your own.
Wing it, yeah.
Okay, I'm winging it.
Look at what's happening and wing it.
In fact, we didn't even realize that when you zone through the rift, you have a chance of spawning in a different place. So they ended up yelling at me that I wasn't with them, but I had no control over this, and it was just pure chaos. Then it was time for the group wilderness event. All 4 teams would be placed in a corner of the map. Last team standing wins. And then I told Oda, wait a second, what if we just wait in a corner, let these idiots kill themselves, and then we go in at the end and just clean up whatever happens? Turns out that was the greatest strategy we could have thought of. By the time we went in, there was nothing but scraps left.
Soda Poppin, go spec him out right now.
Spec him.
Okay.
Spec him. He's dead.
I killed him.
I'm on Mary. I'm on Mary. I'm on Mary.
On Alfie. Everybody listen.
Okay, Mary's dead.
Running to Mary. I'm specking him.
Everybody on Alfie.
I'm on Alfie. I'm on Alfie.
He's magic spinning. I'm waiting for him to swap.
I'm on Alfie. I'm on Alfie. I
Waiting. Oh.
Yeah. Push. Everybody on Savix right now.
Good fight,
we
beast.
clear?
That's it. I think we cleared.
And me, Soda, and Oda Block were all left standing at the end. First place. So we had won an item called the Elysian Shield, but when it came to the PvP tournament, it turned out the Elysian Shield was too overpowered and they ended up taking it away from us.
Bank Elijah's. We're not going to use them going forward. They're banned. It's the shield. We have to go get our other shield.
So the one item that we had won in the tournament, we didn't even get to use. Our advantage had been stripped away. We're gonna have to rely on pure skill, which neither Soda nor I had. Our first challenge was King of the Hill. Soda Poppin had to go in first versus Mary. Whoever died first, their teammate got to come in. So after them on deck was waiting me and Sony. And whoever died from them, the pro got to come in, which was Oda and Alfie. I told Soda Poppin, when you go in, all you have to do is beat Mary and get a few hits on Sony, and that will give me the advantage. Me and Sony were actually listed on the same team for a day, so me and him trained with Oda Block together, and he had a full day head start on training, so he was much better than me. I did not think I was going to be able to beat Sony, so I told Soda, if you can manage to beat Mary and get a few hits on Sony, that'll give me the food advantage on him, and I'll be able to go in and get us the victory. But the unthinkable happened. Soda Poppin lost to Mary, and I had to go in at a massive disadvantage.
I tried. I got unlucky? I did. That was crazy. I was crazy.
Walking here, gonna go to full.
Resituate yourself. You have a lot of time. One more, and then go for the spell. Go again. Use your eyes. Dead. Ooh! You ready? Let's go.
My specs are back up here. Be ready to go in, Oda. Got him!
I don't know what came over me, but I was playing out of my mind. I managed to take down Mary and Sony and get a few hits in on Alfie, but I had nothing left. It was up to Oda Block to clutch us this victory.
The fight, Alfred.
And of course, Oda did what he does best. Despite having a 20% damage and accuracy debuff, Oda Block managed to clutch up the victory on Alfie. Next up was the 2 versus 2. It was going to be me and Soda versus Sony and Mary. Our strategy was to take down Mary first, so when we went in, me and Soda immediately started focusing her. But their strategy was to focus me. And this was my first time ever tanking 2 players at the same time.
Range that. She switched. Range that.
Okay.
Range.
Oh!
This was the worst possible situation. I got hit for over 70 damage in less than a tick. I've never been hit that hard before in RuneScape, so I had no idea it was even possible, which meant there was no hope left. It was Soda Poppin' versus Sony and Mary at the same time. But then something happened. Soda Poppin' started winning. It was like Oda took over Soda's body and was playing his character vicariously through him. It was something out of a movie. I've never seen anything like this in my life. The odds of Soda Poppin' winning this are like 1 in a million.
But Soda's almost finished off Mary, but he's also almost out of supplies.
He killed her.
Yeah, he finished her off. Now it's Sony versus Soda, but I wonder how much food Sony has, because right now Soda's down to 41 hit points, and Sony's got a full inventory.
And honestly, I've learned so much about this game today, and like, it is wild, man.
There is a lot.
Yeah,
there is a lot.
I'm seeing that.
So right there, oh my
Wow,
gosh.
42.
Yeah, Soda's staying alive really fantastically. What he did there was use one of the prayers called the Redemption Prayer. When he gets under 20% health, he actually gets to heal back a bunch of HP. And he did that perfect time. I'm guessing Oda's in his ears right now, making sure that he's doing all the right things. Oh my god,
He might
Soda
die
down
here.
to 4 HP or something, 2 HP. If he puts up the Heart Prayer here though, he might be able to get the Redemption again. Can he get the Redemption again? Soda staying alive, 2 hit points left. It might be over for him. I don't know.
Oh,
my
wow.
god, getting hit 30 there.
Oh,
He got the
anyone's game.
Redemption. He procced the Redemption, so now Soda gets a bunch of HP back. And he's actually bringing it
That's
back.
crazy.
He's bringing it back. No way. Okay, Soda staying calm. He's 26 hit points, and once again going between his ranges. A 36! That's a massive bang hit right there. A 16 through the prayer. Keeping it. Oh my god! No shot! The RNG currently for Soda Pop.
Oh, he got a heal.
It's going insane! He needs to keep hitting the right attacks off prayer. Sony trying to go for a freeze, misclicking, going for a staff bash. Now back into the sword, going for the melee hit as 0. That could have killed him. Any of these hits actually can end this battle right now. Looks like Sony doing his best, hitting a 5. Very unlucky, and he finishes it off. Sony wins!
Wow.
Oh my god! I can't believe it!
Oh my god.
I cannot believe it!
Soda Sodapoppin had done the unthinkable. He had 1v2'd Mary and Sony after I died with almost a full bag of food. He had lived through 2 cheat deaths and he had no idea even what any of these abilities he was pressing were doing. Of course, I was disappointed in myself that I had played so badly, but if I hadn't have died like this, we wouldn't have been able to experience such an incredible moment in gaming history. Because of Sodapoppin's 1v2, we advanced to the final. It was time for another King of the Hill. Our team versus Foe's team. The team we were the most scared of the entire time. It's almost like we knew it was coming. Sodapoppin performed really well versus Annie, and then he had to go versus Savix, which he got a few hits in, and then I had to go in. Savix was really good. He had practiced a lot of LMS, and I could tell that he was clearly better than me, so he was outplaying me.
Damn. Nah, I got dumped on. Savix is good.
But then Oda had to go in versus Savix, and Foe was in the waiting room.
More damage against Oda block, quite a bit of damage, but this is Oda, and Oda has been known for taking on multiple people in these kind of scenarios. 55 special attack off prayer.
He killed him.
53, that's a KO.
Wait,
Okay,
but
so
how did he do that?
He just
How?
So did he just pick the right thing?
Oda killed him right away.
So
It's a
these guys
1v1.
have like an ultimate special attack, right? They've got a certain amount of special attack they can use in a fight. He used a VLS, hit a huge number, hit a 50 plus, then into a Void Wake, which is a
Let's see if it was
magic-based
enough,
attack.
boys. Let's see if it
So
was
yeah,
enough.
just a combo of 2 really good attacks. It's like Foe is out of food now.
Oh, he's so low.
Wait. Oda block's also out of supplies almost. Yeah,
Oh
it looks
my
like he
gosh.
is. It looks like maybe the sigil that Foe chose has healed him up a little bit. Wait, is Foe gonna take this?
He might.
He's done so much damage at the end here. Wait, any second now, a few more bolts could finish it up here. Oh, Oda clutches it out. That was so close.
I saw that! I saw that!
Damn, that was close.
It's different on the blue team!
When Oda went in, he was at a 50% damage and accuracy disadvantage versus Savix, and somehow he one-shot him anyway. It was like Savix died almost instantly. I've never seen anything like it. That put us up 1-0 in the final. Now it was time for the 2v2. Me and Soda entering the arena at the same time as Annie and Savix. Over on the sideline, Oda and Foe had a gentleman's agreement that they were not going to coach in the final round. Both of them were going to leave the room, so it was up to me to call the strategy in the final round. I noticed that Annie was a problem for the other teams because she had gotten some really good tank gear. So I told Sodapoppin, we're gonna go in and we're gonna go all in on Savix, just like Sony and Mary when they killed me at like 70 health.
Crossing.
Why am I splashing every single hit?
Crossing. I got him doubled.
Okay, walking on him.
I'm just meleeing the fuck out of him, dude.
Spec him. Spec him. Spec him again. Spec him. Spec him. Spec him. Spec him.
I already used it. I told you I used it.
Sorry. Yes. I'm eating.
Blasting?
I'm eating.
Heal up. Survive.
It worked. Somehow we were able to do so much damage to Savix that he couldn't even heal back to full. We caught him off guard, and that was it. We had done it. Me and Sodapoppin in the final round defeated Savix and Annie to claim victory and become the Trials of Gielinor champions. Trials of Gielinor champion Sardaco. It's got a nice ring to it. Maybe I should have everybody call me that from now on. This was such a good feeling to win this tournament and come out on top. Everyone played phenomenally well, but after it was all said and done, it turned out that Sodapoppin was the MVP for clutching up the 1 versus 2 against Mary and Sony. I will always remember that moment in gaming when Sodapoppin clutched up for us. They even made an emote called Oda Block where Sodapoppin has his eyes closed and Oda is just telling him what to do in his ear. It is hilarious. A big shout out to OTK and Jagex for putting on this tournament. It was incredibly fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had in gaming, and I thought that this event was just so much fun, and I can't wait to do more stuff like this in the future. And Starforge PC hooked me up with a giveaway, so thank you Starforge for the new PC. All right. Not a bad record. 1 for 1 in old school RuneScape tournaments. I guess you could say I'm undefeated. Time to lock in and focus on my next goal. First up, Dragon Defender. I had to figure out how the heck I was going to get this thing. In order to get a Defender, you have to get access to the Warriors Guild, which requires 65 attack and 65 strength. Once you have access to the Warriors Guild, you need to go to the top floor and kill guys called Cyclopses, which have a 1 in 50 drop chance of dropping a Defender. But in order to enter that room, you have to have Warrior Guild tokens. In order to get tokens, you need a full set of Mithril, Addy, or Rune plate gear, and you need to go downstairs and click on the spawning thingy, and then it spawns an ad that you have to kill, which drops tokens. And you need to do that repeatedly so you can take the tokens into the room upstairs and farm the Cyclopses in the room upstairs for a few hours. So I asked my chat, how long is it going to take for me to farm a Dragon Defender? Most people said a few hours, 4 or 5 hours tops. So I said, all right, guys, I'm not going to end my stream until I get it. That was a terrible idea. They have a 1 in 50 chance of dropping the bronze. Once you have the bronze, you show the lady that you have the bronze one, then you can get the iron, the steel, the black, the mithril, the addy, etc. So you have to farm every single one. Each one has a 1 in 50 drop. So if you do the math, I mean, you should get Dragon Defender at about 450 kills. That did not happen for me, by the way. 14 hours later, I finally got the Rune Defender. And this wasn't even the last one. I still had to farm the dragon. 18 hours into the stream, I was starting to lose my mind. The Dragon Defender was not dropping. I had almost 800 KC and still no Defender. It was almost 7 a.m. in the morning and I hadn't slept yet, so I had to call it. But as soon as I woke up, back to the Cyclopses. Kill number 897. 20 hours of farming Dragon Defender, and I finally had it.
Oh! Let's go! I'm done! 897.
Now that I have the Dragon Defender, time to set out for something bigger. Barrow's gloves. The Barrow's gloves are one of the premier items in the game. They have melee strength, they have 12 defense, and 12 accuracy. A lot of bosses in this game, you have to go in with magic, range, and melee damage. So you're gonna want items that have tribrid stat. The reason that it's so valuable is because you could just bring 3 sets of gear, but then you'd have no room for potions, no room for food. I love the fact in RuneScape, you have to manage your inventory, your prayers, and your combat styles to defeat bosses in this game. Your inventory is just as important as your level or your skill, etc. Sometimes your inventory is even more important than your level. Just look at Rendy. He's doing most of the bosses in the game as a level 3 because he's bringing the right inventory and the right gear. And that's a huge reason why the Barrow's gloves are such an important item for you to have, especially in the mid game. In order to get the Barrow's gloves, you have to do a quest called RFD. Now, it's an 8-part series quest with a finale at the very end. So it's 9 different quests that you have to complete. The lore of this story is you get invited to a dinner with the king where an evil Culinaromancer shows up and he freezes everyone in time. And now you have to go and figure out what their favorite meals are, how to make them, and feed it to them one at a time to get them unfrozen. The first 5 quests of RFD are fairly easy. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour. You go around the world, gather the items, feed it to the person, he gets unfrozen, and you go on your way. When you get to Evil Dave, things start to slow down a bit and get a lot more difficult. In order to feed Evil Dave, you have to raise a cat, which takes 3 hours on its own. Then you have to go down into this basement in Edgeville, and you have to use the cat to catch these rats, and the rats will drop a specific color of spice. There's 4 different colors of spice, and you have to mix them into a stew, and you have to figure out the right combination of each one of these spices. You're gonna need at least 16 of each spice in 16 different stews so that you can find the right combination, and then you need to feed it the right amount of spice of each one to Dave so you can unfreeze him. You can use the kitten while it's growing on this quest. However, I do not recommend this. After trying a few times, I knew I was going to be there all day if I kept going at this rate, so I decided just to wait the 3 hours, go do something else, and then come back when my kitten was fully grown. One thing that was cool is my cat ended up turning into a Hellcat, so now I have this burning kitten from this quest, and I think that that's pretty cool. It was a night and day difference once I had a fully grown cat, by the way. I was crushing this quest. It only took me a few minutes, I figured out the right amount of spice, fed it to Dave, and we were good. I only had 2 more quests to do, so surely I was going to be able to knock this quest out today. When I got to the 7th quest, a woogie. I looked at the minimum requirement and it was 70 cooking. Why do some of the other quests in this quest line have no requirements and this one just randomly has a 70? Well, I guess it is a cooking quest, recipe for disaster. So at some point, maybe I guess I realized I was gonna have to level my cooking. Time to hit temporos. My strategy to level my cooking was to hit temporos until I hit 65 cooking. I was gonna take all of the fish that I had gotten from temporos and go ahead and cook that and see where I ended up. This was like 8 to 10 hours of temporos to get to 65 cooking. But at the end, I got to open up over 200 tickets from temporos, and this is what I got. The Tome of Water is magical accuracy, and it gives you an infinite source of water runes while you have pages. I think that's going to come in handy. I had a few thousand fish from hitting temporos over the last 2 days, so I wanted to be able to cook all of those. I heard the best place to do it is at the cooking house in Hosidius because there's a bank right next to a range. And when you're in the house, you have a 5% less chance to burn anything that you're cooking there. So I decided to go ahead and knock out all of the Kourend easy diaries so I could get access to that house. And it was definitely the best decision. I think I'm going to be cooking all of my fish out of this house from now on. It's just way too convenient, and the 5% burn chance is really nice. I ended up with about 66 cooking after finishing all the fish that I had from temporos, so I still had 4 more levels to go. At this point, I decided I was going to change my strategy. Instead of continuing to do temporos, I was going to go and do the quest to unlock Karambuan, because you need good food for bossing and questing later on in the game. Karambuans are especially good because you can pair them with other food and you can do a double eat on the same tick, and it heals you for way more than just eating one food at a time. In order to unlock Karambuans, you had to do a quest called Taibuwani, which I went ahead and knocked out, and then I started fishing. After fishing for about 4 hours, I had about 2,000 Karambuans, so I took them back into the cooking house in Hosidius, and I started cooking them. Now, while I was doing this, my chat informed me that I was cooking them the slow way. And since I was trying to do this pretty quickly, I thought might as well learn how to do it the fast way, which apparently this is called one-tick cooking. If you click on a Karambuan and then click the range, and then click another one and click the range, just about as fast as you can line it up and you can cook a full bag of Karambuans in like 10 seconds. This took me a little bit to get it right, but once I got it right, I was flying. It would have took me several hours to cook all of these Karambuans, but instead I was able to do it in like 20 minutes because of the one-tick tech. Now that I was 70 cooking, I was ready to go ahead and finish up the next quest. I had unfroze all 8 guests at the dinner with the king, so now I could finally start the RFD finale. And then I read the requirements for the finale. Completion of Desert Treasure 1. Oh, and Desert Treasure 1 has 7 different pre-quests, by the way, so I wasn't even able to start it right away. In order to do Desert Treasure, you need 53 thieving, 50 fire making, and 12 magic logs. So in order to level up my thieving, I had to go steal from the stall in Hosidius. Then I attempted trying blackjacking once I got to like 45. I thought I was going to be playing poker. It turns out that had nothing to do with it at all.
New guide coming out soon. I'm gonna have to show everybody how to do this tech. Fastest thieving XP in the game right here. I invented it.
Then of course I had to get to 50 fire making, which is probably the easiest skill to level, so this one wasn't so bad. While I was getting the logs for fire making, I actually got a hard scroll. I decided to take a break from skilling and full send the hard scroll to see what I could get. I got super lucky with this and I was able to get the casket. Inside of the casket was a Zamorak body. This was a massive upgrade for me because I only had the red dragon hide at this point, and I completely skipped over black dragon hide and went straight to Zamorak, or some people call it the god hide. I was really happy about getting this because this chest piece is going to help me on my journey to become one of the greatest archers this world has ever seen. After I hit 50 fire making, I was ready to start Desert Treasure. This quest requires you to kind of go around the world and kill specific bosses that drop a gem that allow you to get access to a hidden temple, which at the end of it, you unlock the Ancient Magic Spellbook. This is the spellbook that a lot of high-end PvP players use to cast Ice Barrage when they're PvPing, and it freezes the mob. And you can also use this same spell to like AoE farm, and it's really fast magic XP. So doing Desert Treasure 1 and unlocking this spellbook is a big goal for PKers as well as people that are trying to level up their magic quickly. So that was it. After a few hours, I had completed Desert Treasure, I had unlocked access to the Legends Guild, I had done all 8 pre-quests, and now I was finally ready to start the finale. Wrong again. You need 175 quest points to start the finale. At this point, I was at like 156 or something like that. So I went ahead and knocked out some of the easier quests that give a lot of quest points, like Romeo and Juliet and Sheep Herder. And Sheep Herder is quite the quest, let me just say.
Gotta flinch him. Come on.
In hindsight, I should have just looked up all the requirements in order to do this quest on the wiki before I even started. And then I would have seen that you pretty much need base 50s on your account in order to complete RFD. Okay, let's go over the checklist. After 5 days and 50 plus hours of leveling up skills, completing the 8 prereqs, Legends Guild access, and doing Desert Treasure 1, and all of their pre-quests that I needed to do that quest, I was finally ready to start the RFD finale. What was I even thinking I could finish this quest on the first day? If I see any streamers with Barrow's Gloves or RFD in their title and they haven't finished Desert Treasure 1 and all the 8 prereqs yet, I am going to literally laugh out loud at them. See you in a week, bud. Okay. This has been quite the journey to get here. Time to defeat the Culinaromancer once and for all.
Got him. Got him.
After nearly 5 12-hour plus days of working on a recipe for disaster, I had finally done it. I had defeated the Culinaromancer once and for all, and I had gained access to the Barrow's Gloves.
Barrow's Gloves. You have completed a hard task in the Lumbridge and Draenor area. Your achievement diary has been updated.
And they were mine. The Barrow's Gloves. The best tri-stat gloves that's going to carry me from mid-game all the way until the end. Completing this quest was a daunting journey. I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I first started RFD. I thought this was going to be a one-day thing, and it ended up being a 5-day journey, which was the most complex set of quest lines that I've ever done in any video game. This is one thing that I love about RuneScape. You end up going full speed in one direction and have to change gears and go in another direction. You have to go level this skill, but then you need this skill, and then you need this skill, and it's about do this to go do this, and then you end up forgetting what you were going to do, and then you're overwhelmed, but at the same time you're like, no, I gotta lock in and I gotta get this done. And it gives you so many emotions, and that's one of the reasons why I just really love old school RuneScape, is because even though it's an epic journey and a really long journey, and it could be tough or frustrating at times, when you make it to the end, you have such a feeling of accomplishment, and you just feel amazing once you've finally gotten it done. And having these Barrow's Gloves is a statement on my account that I've gone through this epic journey, and you relate to that with anyone else that has them, and you know what they've gone through and what they've done in order to achieve that. That being said, I am really happy that I got my Barrow's Gloves finally. And they're cool and all, but I'm still gonna need that BOFA.
Think of it as Sardaco's the sail, I'm the base, and Soda Poppin's the anchor. Think of it like that, right? No way. Yeah, it's there.